Wave management is possibly one of the most undervalued skills in League of Legends. Proper wave manipulation can let you avoid ganks, take free recalls, and get a lead on your lane opponent without ever killing them. In this video, I'll be going over the 3 basic techniques to manipulate a wave: slow pushing, shoving, and freezing. Let's start with slow pushing. First, make an even wave and then auto attack once. This will start a slow push. Second, match your opponent's damage so that they don't break the slow push. And then third, continue until all minions crash onto the tower. This is to stop your opponent from being able to start a freeze. Next, what slow pushing does. First, it stacks up a large wave so your opponent has a harder time trading with you, as they'll take a lot of minion damage. Second, it keeps your lane opponent occupied with trying to thin the wave so that they can take trades with you, or prevent a dive. Finally, upon crashing a slow push, the wave will bounce and start slow pushing back towards you. This is good because it will let you start a freeze, which we will go over later in the video. Finally, here are some times when slow pushing would be optimal. First, if you're looking to set up a dive with your jungler or by yourself, this is so that your opponent has to deal with more damage from minions. Second, if you're preparing to recall without teleport. This is because your minions will die to the tower before they can kill your opponent's wave, and so you'll lose fewer last hits. Finally, if you plan on rotating to an objective for the same reason as before. Next, let's go over how to shove. Start by continuously auto-attacking the wave. Using abilities is fine as long as they aren't needed to trade with your lane opponent, for example if they recalled. Third, again, continue until all the minions crash to prevent your opponent from being able to set up a freeze. Shoving gets the wave under the tower quickly if you need to be somewhere urgently, and it also pressures the enemy tower as the minions will be constantly hitting it. And upon crashing, the wave will reset back to the center. This means that you'll be able to continue shoving the next waves, or if you want, you can start a slow push. Shoving is like slow pushing as on crash, it'll make you lose fewer minions as the turret kills your wave before the next wave comes. However, slow pushing gives you a lot more time, and so when shoving, you'll be doing activities that take less time, for example, warding the enemy's jungle. Additionally, if a fight breaks out in the jungle close to you, shoving before rotating will help you save more minions. And finally, if your opponent will lose minions to the tower after shoving, for example if they die or recall and they don't have teleport, or if the wave is really close to them, then shoving will help you develop a lead. The last and hardest technique is freezing. First, start with a wave that's slow pushing towards you. After that, ensure that the enemy's wave has 3 more minions than your wave. This works much better if the minions are all ranged minions. Third, before a cannon wave, create a larger imbalance to account for the cannon's extra damage. Freezing keeps the wave close to your tower, which prevents the enemy jungler from ganking as easily, while simultaneously making it easier for your jungler to gank you. Additionally, if you're behind, the proximity to your tower lets you farm safely, or if you're ahead, lets you zone your enemy safely. And finally, upon crashing, the wave will slow push away from you. One thing to note is that it is possible to recall on a freeze and get back to lane and still maintain it if your opponent doesn't influence the wave at all, for example if you kill them. But that's not the only time you'd want to freeze. Freezing can be beneficial if there's no action happening nearby, for example if both junglers are on dragon. Additionally, if your opponent dies or recalls but you can't shove it under their tower before they get back because of teleport, then freezing can kill your minions just as fast as the tower would. Finally, if you're ahead and looking to zone your opponent from CS to develop an even bigger lead, then freezing is one of the best ways to do that. Overall, wave management is a very important skill that is often underutilized by many players. Being able to, but more importantly knowing why to slow push, shove, or freeze can help you win more games and win your lane more often. Finally, mastery of wave management can open up opportunities to learn more advanced macro techniques. Thank you for watching.